It's a lot of questions. I thought Glenn Maxwell found it conducive to stroke play. So it was still a good wicket. It was a good batting wicket, but probably what it did that the other wickets haven't done was it just swung and seamed and span a little bit, particularly at the start. And so obviously Shami, he bowled very well. Someone we hadn't seen in the series. He was a little bit quicker than what we expected, and he certainly got a bit of movement off the seam. So that's something to be pretty aware of for the rest of the series. That's obviously what's going to be coming at us. But having said that, I think from the moment Glenn Maxwell strode to the crease, he made it look like a different wicket.
So helpless before the Almighty.
I don't know.
Helpless before the Almighty.
Helpless before.
Saved the match through the Almighty today.
I don't know what that means. Is that a religious question? Helpless before the Almighty. Oh, for the rain. Yeah, sorry. Gotcha.
And you saved the match because of.
Yeah. No, it was just a funny old. It never really got that heavy, did it? But it just never really got away. I know there's been rain forecast for a couple of days, and it looks like it's pretty wet there too. So I think there's a couple of pitches going around where the ground's half underwater. So hopefully that can clear up in the next couple of days.
Looking at the match, you were very confident that you would be able to defend this total 292 against this good Indian batting attack, which is got quite a bit of that.
Yeah, 295 wasn't it? 296, I think. Important those runs. Yeah, we were confident, but I'm sure India probably were as well, given the way the series has gone. Strong batting lineup, so I'm sure they would have been. But we just felt there was enough movement in the wicket, particularly early on. Looking at our scorecard, it would suggest that new batters found it difficult at the wicket. It was hard to get started. So we were hoping that if we could get a couple of wickets, you could make that quite challenging. And certainly the pace that Mitch was getting it through early on, it looked like that was going to be quite difficult to play at different stages through the game as well. Yeah, I don't think anyone's thinking about the number one ranking. It's as has been said all along. It's an end product, end result. It's more about just each and every game. Certainly 50 overs we were confident and happy to back. I think the way Duckworth-Lewis and with 4 out is set up, I think if it had become a 20 over game, it probably would have suited India quite a bit.
Just based on the wicket offering a little bit more bowls, was this the most pleasing innings for yourself?
Oh, not really. I was dropped twice, so I was a bit frustrated out there and found it quite difficult. As I've said, I think Max's innings was absolutely superb. We've seen his hitting before, and we've seen how he can take games away late in innings, but to come in with the team under pressure, the ball's still doing a little bit. I thought he summed it up. He still hit the boundaries and sixes, but he hit them off the balls that he needed to hit. He didn't take any risks. They were smart shots in his area, so that was really pleasing. Took the pressure off me. I was finding it a little bit tough out there, so when you've got someone scoring at the pace that he was, put the pressure right back on India as well. It was just a great knock. No, absolutely not. No, he practices that as much as I've ever seen anyone practice it. So no more so than I see Shane Watson practicing the straight drive. So if that's a shot that he has put the time, and we've seen him put that time into it, we've seen him play it well, then he has absolutely every right to play it, as long as the circumstances are right. And I think the field that he had, the plan that he had was spot on, and he executed them both very well.
George, you spoke about being dropped and all, but finally you ended up with a very good score, and you've been in great form throughout the series. Is there maybe one eye a little bit on the future for a spot in the Ashes side?
No, both eyes on the ball, very important. No, I don't. I think there's 8 guys who'd love to be. No, there's more than that, but there's probably 8 guys who have a chance of playing in that Ashes team. It's so far away. It's just ridiculous to look at it. There's guys who'll be at home playing Shield cricket. We've got Australia A games when we get back. It's a completely different format, completely different surface. I don't think there's anyone out playing in these games thinking about that series.
Last two on the front.
George, you were
No, I don't think so. I actually thought we played really, really smartly in the last 10 overs. We were 2 or 3 wickets further down than we wanted to be. We had no set batters, and we like to have our batsmen still batting. So it was really important that James and Mitch actually got us into the latter part of that innings. So, if we'd lost one of them there, then 290 could have been 250 or 260. So it was really important that they actually took some time out of the game. They continued to score, and then because they'd actually invested a bit of that time, they were able to accelerate a bit towards the end. So I actually thought they played it better than I expected. At one stage I thought we were probably going to be looking at 270 to 280, so to end up with 295, 296 I thought that was a really important little partnership. Only a little one, but very important.
Last question. More specific questions first. The way you have been batting, do you make any special preparations for Indian conditions before coming here? Personally, do you have any special preparations for Indian conditions? And number two, as captain, do you have any style you follow?
No, I didn't do anything different. I think always coming over here, you focus a little bit more on how you're going to play spin, as much because I think India have good spinners, so that's important to be at the top of your game there. I'd done a lot of that leading into England as well, so there wasn't too much different. Captaincy-wise, I learnt a lot off Dan Marsh, who was my captain in Tasmania. He's now the Tasmanian coach. He was both temperament, the way he communicated, just his knowledge of the game. I don't think I'll ever have that, but certainly learnt a lot and continue to learn a lot off him. I think you take little bits off absolutely everyone you play. Playing a year under Ricky last year was fantastic, just to see how he was around the group and how hard he trained and how he communicated with guys, how much he backed his own team was great. And I've loved playing under Pup too, learning. So I think from everyone that you play under, everyone you play with, you learn so much to learn if you're willing. Yeah.